Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers. So please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. Guys, if you want to follow me while I'm not on YouTube, then I'm going to ask you to get down to the description box. Click on that Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram link and give me a follow on Instagram, and then do me a big favor. Go ahead and send me a DM and let me know that you're rocking with me, and so that I can say thank you. I appreciate you guys, man, and certainly appreciate you guys who decide to come over to Instagram and give me a follow. Got a new Instagram page. It's Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor. My old Instagram page, I had to shut down. Well, I didn't shut it down. Instagram shut it down. And I had 90,000 followers on that page. And now I'm trying to get the new page up to where it used to be. So if you'll do me a big favor, if you get on Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. Like I said, the Instagram link down in the description box, Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor, and then send me a DM to let me know that you're rocking with me. Second thing, before we get into the meat and potatoes, the website. Website's been up about a month. Over 100,000 of you guys have went and checked out the website. So thank you very much. A lot of you guys have decided to make an investment in yourself and purchase some of the digital products. The digital products are amazing. I handpicked them. And all 10 of those digital products will encapsulate my whole YouTube channel. Everything I talk about on my YouTube channel are in those 10 digital products. Everything from credit, repair, restoration, improve the credit score, all the way to investing in real estate with little or no money down. I got a millionaire mindset digital product that will help you change your bad behavior with money and get you a good behavior with money, right? Change your mindset from where it is today to a millionaire's mindset where you can go out and build wealth. Also got digital products that cover how to invest in the stock market through index funds, how to invest in the stock market using the DRIP investment method. Everything from A to Z, man. How to start an online business, how to grow your existing business, how to manage your money better. I got a digital product that'll walk you through how to budget so that you become a better money manager, so that you have money left over at the end of the month that you can invest and build wealth. So get over to the website. It's www.richardfain.net. It's the second link down in the description box. Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor website, www.richardfain.net. Go check out the website, pick up some of those digital products. And if you want me to be your mentor, I also have a mentorship club. You can sign up through my website. And right now I got about 350 people in the mentorship club. We meet every single week on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern time, where we have a 90-minute to 120-minute private live stream where I'm answering their financial questions, using my 30 years worth of experience to answer their financial questions. And I'm on the Discord every single day. All day long, I'm on the Discord answering questions that my mentorship club members are sending me. I'm also there posting, right? I'm posting inspirational stuff. I'm posting reels. I'm very active. I'm in the community chat. So they have access to me all day long. They have access to me 7 days a week, 365 days a year, because I'm in the Discord every single day. I'm not answering questions on YouTube. I'm not really in the comment box on YouTube. I do my videos and my live streams on YouTube because it's my biggest platform and I love it. But really my baby, where I have special attention for, who I have love for, is that mentorship club. So those people get the best of me, right? So if you want to join that, get over to the website, sign up, join the mentorship club, and get on the rocket ship. We got a lot of stuff happening in the stock market right now, guys. And I'm telling you, one of the big boys is having their earnings report this afternoon. And I'm telling you, man, the stock market is booming. All-time highs. Get on the rocket ship. Get yourself in the game. So last thing, and then we're going to dive into our topics today, which is China and the dollar and what effect with China trying to destroy the dollar will that have on our stocks? Crypto, real estate. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you my opinion. No, I'm no expert in this, but I'm going to give you my opinion exactly what China is doing and China's friends. See, China got some friends. It ain't just China. They got some friends. We're going to talk about them friends too. And why are they trying to take out the US dollar? We're going to talk about that. So stick around. Last thing before we dive into that is Moomoo, my self-directed brokerage app that I use to make my investments into paper assets. And I'm going to double my net worth in the next 10 years with 3 big boy paper assets that I'm buying. But I'm buying them through the Moomoo brokerage app. I'm going to use the Moomoo brokerage app for the next 10 years to buy these paper assets. Now, you can rock with me and you're going to get a special offer. If you get down to the description box, the first link, that Moomoo link, if you click on that Moomoo link and you open a new Moomoo brokerage account, it's a self-directed brokerage account. And you put at least $100 in that brokerage account that then you're going to use to invest in your favorite companies, your favorite ETFs. If you put $100 in there when you open the account, you qualify for 10 free fractional shares of the Magnificent 7 stocks. And like I told you guys, one of those Magnificent 7 stocks, Nvidia, is going to be reporting its Q1 earnings report for fiscal year Q1. And it's widely believed they're going to add a couple, like $200 billion to their stock, to the value of the company. Now, I don't know that to be a fact. I'm just telling you what some experts are saying. This thing could go the other way. Who knows? I'm all in, though. I'm already got my position in Nvidia, and I'm going to be waiting on that 5 p.m. Eastern time earnings call where they're going to go through the numbers, right? And this could be the 4th straight quarter where they've killed it, knocked it out of the park. And if it does, I'm going to the moon. That's what I believe. I'm not your financial advisor, but I'm just telling you, this is the caliber of company you're going to get when you sign up for Moomoo as a fractional share, because Nvidia is one of the Magnificent 7 stocks. It's the 3rd most valuable company in the world. You're going to get fractional shares of the top 7 most valuable companies in America. You're going to get fractional shares when you sign up for Moomoo and you put $100 in there. So don't delay. Get your butt down in the description box and click on that Moomoo link today and get in the game. Get in the game, guys, because this wealth is going to be built whether you get in the game or not. You want to sit on the sideline, go ahead. People getting rich out here. I'm one of them. And the folks in my mentorship club, they ain't messing around either. See, we all in this thing together on that mentorship club. I tell them exactly what I'm doing. They know exactly what I'm doing. Now, it's up to them if they want to follow suit. If they want to copy the plan, that's up to them. But they know exactly what I'm buying. And that's the power of having this mentorship club, because they know what I'm doing before anybody on YouTube will ever know. So if you want to be a part of that, get yourself down in the description box, click on that Moomoo link, open your account. First of all, put $100 in there, get your 10 free fractional shares of the Magnificent 7, and then go over to the website and get yourself in that mentorship club. Then you know exactly what I'm doing all the time. All right, let's keep moving and let's get into this meat and potatoes. We got to talk about China, man. They off the chain. China off the chain, man. But before I even get into China, let me paint the picture for you. So you got these countries out here that decide to band together. They're called the BRICS nation. And I've talked about them before on these live streams. The BRICS nation. It started out 5 of them. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Those are the 5 countries that initially created the BRICS nations. Now, what was the purpose of creating the BRICS nation? To dethrone the United States. They want to destroy the United States. And the only way they can destroy the United States is they got to destroy the dollar. See, they're not going to try to do no military stuff. Nobody wants that because we know what that means, right? Nobody wants a military fight because we know that'll destroy the world. So nobody wants that. So how they're going to destroy the United States is by destroying the dollar. Why would they want to destroy the dollar? Well, the dollar is the world's reserve currency. What does that mean, Richard? Well, that means when these countries are transacting business with each other, they don't trust each other. They don't trust each other's currency because it's volatile. So what countries do is when they trade with one another, they make each other settle in the US dollar because that's the most trusted currency in the world. So they make them settle in the US dollar. Here's the thing though. That gives America a lot of financial power around the world though. And see, these BRICS nations know that. Led by China, they know that. So they're saying to themselves, well, how do we get out of this? Because we never can take this 900-pound gorilla off the top of the mountain if they control the financial markets around the world with the dollar being the world's currency. We can't have that because they have too much power. See, if you go back to when Russia jumped on Ukraine, what did the U.S. do? Hit them with sanctions. Hit them with sanctions, which that hurts Russia. They don't want that no more. See, America will wield this big old gigantic club, which is the dollar, which is its dominance in this world. When it comes to the financial world, we dominate. And the US dollar is one of our biggest weapons. So in order to stop that, these BRIC nations came together. They said, listen, we're going to create our own currency. We're not going to settle in the US dollar. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to start bringing other countries in. And soon enough, we're going to get enough countries that won't settle in the dollar anymore. And we can dethrone the dollar. We can drive the value of the dollar down. That paints the picture for you how China comes into this thing. So now, here's the thing though. China and the United States hate each other. And I know that's a strong word. That's a strong word. That's a strong word, but for some of y'all who can't stand that word, let me give you another word. They don't like each other. Let's use that word because I don't want you, oh golly, hate is a powerful word. Okay, let's say they don't like each other. US and China do not like each other. But here's the thing, they're in bed together. Why? Because we're trading partners, right? China is one of our number one trading partner. The United States is the number one trading partner of China. We're intertwined. China don't like it. We don't like it, but we're in the same bed because of money, right? We are number one trading partners with each other. Even though we don't like each other, we have to get in bed together. We're married, financially married, right? So China says, okay, we're going to join this BRICS nations with Russia and Brazil and South Africa and India. We're going to create our own currency. How we're going to devalue the dollar is we're going to start buying gold. So what does China do? Here we go. Let me run you through it. This is how China starts the process, right? They've already started the process because if you go look at the BRICS nation, over the last couple of years, they bought more gold than anybody. Russia, China, Brazil, India, and South Africa. Really Russia and China, right? They're the two big boys. They're right below us. They ain't the 900-pound gorilla. They're like the 800-pound gorilla. But they want to be the 900-pound gorilla. So they want to do everything in their power, even if they got a double team us, tag team. They got 5 of them. They got 10, 15, 20, 30, 50. They want to knock us off, right? And they know the only way to knock us off, can't do it militarily. That's too much of a mess. What they want to do is they attack the dollar because they know if they can devalue the dollar, they got us. They got us, guys, if we can devalue the dollar. We're done, right? So here we go. Here's China. China sells record sum of U.S. debt amid signs of diversification. They calling it diversification, but what they're doing is they're starting to kind of try to reel themselves out of the U.S. What do I mean by large sums of debt? See, the United States, we got a $34 trillion deficit, $34 trillion worth of debt. And the interest on that debt is huge. But what happens is, since we have $4 trillion in income coming in that we collect from taxes, but our budget calls for $7 trillion. We spend $7 trillion, but we only got $4 trillion coming in. So how do we make up the shortfall? By selling debt, right? By borrowing money, and we create debt by borrowing money. How do we borrow money? We borrow money through U.S. treasuries. And who buys these U.S. treasuries? Now, normal people like you and I buy them, big institutional investors, but really who buys them is countries like China, countries like Japan. Federal Reserve buys them too. That's true. They do too. But Japan, China, UK, countries like that also lend us money. They lend us money through buying U.S. treasuries. China is one of the biggest ones. So what does China do? They start selling them, right? China sold a record amount of treasury and U.S. agency bonds in the first quarter, highlighting the Asian nation's move to diversify away from American assets as trade tensions persist. So what they're doing is they're starting to distance, they're trying to get out of, I'm trying to tell you what they're setting up now, guys. They're trying to set the dollar up to kill it, to destroy it. But this is how they do it. See, again, we can't do military stuff because we'll destroy the world. So nobody's going to do that. What they're going to do is they're going to attack us on the dollar level, right? They're going to attack us in our weakest spots. See, we're weak in the sense of we got to go borrow money in order to just to balance the budget in our country because we don't collect enough money, but we got so much debt. So we're living on more than what we make. I tell you guys that all the time. It should be the reverse. We should be living on less than what we make. But see, as a country, we don't practice what we try to tell our citizens. Right? We living on more than what we make in our country. That's why we got to go out and sell treasury bonds so we can cover the shortfall. China's one of the main people, or one of the main countries that buy these treasury bonds. So what do? China sold a record amount of treasury and U.S. agency bonds in the first quarter, highlighting the Asian nation's move to diversify away from American assets as trade tensions persist. Now, a lot of us gonna try to blame this on Biden, but if you go back now, President Trump didn't like China either, and he was on their butt too. See, President Trump was fighting with China, President Biden's fighting with him. So it ain't a Republican or a Democrat thing, it's China don't like America. Let's just face it, guys, and just be honest. Don't try to blame Biden. Oh, this is Biden's problem. Biden created it. No, Trump was in the same boat with China. If you remember, go back to President Trump's presidency. He fought with China too. He hit him over the head a couple of times with sanctions. Biden ain't no different. So let's not be, oh, golly, it's just Bidenomics. No, go back. President Trump did the same thing. Because I know how some of y'all think. Y'all want to blame everything on Biden. No, this is an American thing. I don't care who the president is. China don't like us. And anything they can do to dethrone us and get us off this mountaintop, they're going to do it. I don't care who in the White House. This is not a Republican or a Democrat thing. This is the United States of America thing. And we got to watch them weasels. And if we don't, they're going to knock us off. But let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Beijing offloaded a total of 53.3 billion of treasuries and agency bonds combined in the first quarter, according to calculations based on the latest data from the U.S. Department of Treasury. Belgium, often seen as a custodian of China's holdings, deposed of 22 billion of treasuries during the period. See what I'm telling you? See what these countries are doing in the BRICS nation? They're starting to get allies. Belgium is an ally of China, basically. I didn't know that, but here you go. So when you add this thing up, it's a total of almost $75 billion in treasury bonds sold in the first quarter. Why in the world are they doing that? Here we go. China's investments in the U.S. are garnering renewed investor attention amid signs that tensions between the world's largest economies may worsen. See, we number one economy in the world. China number two. We number one, they number two. Don't nobody want to be number two. Don't nobody want to be number two. Who want to finish second in the race? Who want to be the runner-up? Nobody wants that. I don't care what people tell you. Nobody wants to be second place. Everybody want to be first. China ain't no different, right? They ain't no different. They want to be first. China's investment in the U.S. is garnering renewed investor attention amid signs that tensions between the world's largest economies may worsen. President Joe Biden has revealed sweeping tariff hikes on a range of Chinese imports, while his predecessor, Donald Trump, said he might impose a levy of more than 60% on Chinese goods if elected. Try to tell y'all guys, this is a United States problem. This is not no Democrat or Republican. Trump said, if I get in the White House, I'm gonna hit him over the head even harder. So no matter who the president is, they got to contend with these people in China. China's a great nation. It's a great nation. And like I said, they're only second to us when it comes to world's best economy. Only second to us, right? So here we go. As China is selling both, despite the fact that we are closer to a Fed rate cut cycle, there should be a clear intention of diversifying away from the US dollar holdings. Trying to get away from the US dollar. US treasuries is US dollar. Stock market, US dollars. Real estate, US dollars. Crypto here in the US, US dollars. Oh no, crypto ain't tied to the dollar. It's its own currency. No, that's true. That's not true. Listen, guys, it's tied to the US dollar. Anytime the stock market go up, guess what crypto do? It go up. Anytime the stock market go down, what does crypto do? It go down. So it's tied to the US dollar. You can say whatever you want to say. Oh, it's decentralized. It's not tied to the... Why follow our stock market then? Y'all help me out here, you crypto experts. Why does it follow our stock market then? Why when our stock market goes up, it goes up? Why when our stock market go down, it go down if it's its own thing and it ain't tied to the dollar? It's tied to the dollar. That's my opinion. I'm going to stick to my opinion. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but it's tied to the dollar in my opinion. China's selling of U.S. securities could speed up as U.S.-China trade war resumes, especially if Trump returns as president, he said. This is what one of the experts is saying. It's going to get worse if Trump gets in office. And I don't care if Trump get in office or not. I'm not here to debate that. If President Trump wins, he wins. He's our president. I'm okay with that. If Joe Biden wins, he's our president. I'm okay with that. I ain't got no problem with that because it's not a Trump or Biden issue. It's an American issue. It's a United States of America issue. Now, y'all will try to divide it like it's Biden's fault. No, it's a United States issue. China wants to be number one. In order to be number one, they got to knock us off the number one throne. Let's just get to the real nitty gritty here. They want to be number one. And I ain't hating on them for that. Keep telling y'all this is a real world we live in. Oh, it doesn't matter if you're number one. It's all about having fun. It's all about keep living in that world. Keep on staying in that world. Keep teaching your kids that's the way the world is. Keep teaching them that. I'm telling you, it's a real world out here, and people want to be number one. They do. They want to be number one. So here we go. With China selling dollar assets, I keep telling y'all, stock market, real estate, crypto, all of that are dollar assets. It's all predicated on the dollar. It's all backed by the dollar. You devalue the dollar, you devalue all your assets. I'm telling you, if you live in the United States, you do. You devalue that dollar, your stocks get devalued because companies get devalued. Your real estate gets devalued. Your crypto gets devalued. If you live in the United States, it gets devalued. With China selling dollar assets, its holdings of gold has risen in the nation's official reserves. So here's what they're doing. Remember I said a few minutes ago, the BRICS nation, they have bought more gold than any entity in the world over the last couple of years. The BRICS nation. So what they're doing is they're starting to buy gold. The thing is, when their goal is to dethrone the dollar, and then they use gold as the world's reserve currency. Like it used to be like 50 years ago, 75 years ago, something like that. I don't know. Before me, right? Well, I probably was born, but I was a little baby. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to remove the dollar as the world's reserve currency, and they're trying to replace it with gold again. That's why they're buying up so much gold. So what they do is that they run around here and get all these countries to jump ship. And they tell the countries, we're going to back you with gold. So go ahead and do your transactions. Don't do them in dollars. We'll just back it with gold. Gold will be the backing. It'll be the reserve currency to take care of everything if a problem arises. That's what they're doing. So that's what China's starting to do in a really crafty way, though. They're starting to take their positions out of US dollars. Any positions out of the US, they're trying to take them out, right? And what are they doing with those positions? They're turning them into gold. They're stockpiling gold. Guys, these people ain't stockpiling gold for no reason. They stockpiling gold for a reason, right? The share of the precious metal in the reserves climbed to 4.9% in April, the highest according to central bank data going back to 2015. China and countries with close ties to it have increased their holdings of gold in foreign exchange reserves since 2015, while countries in the US bloc have kept them broadly stable. See, you got the BRICS bloc, and then you got the US bloc. See, the BRICS bloc, these guys are buying gold like crazy. The US bloc, it's been moderate. Ain't no big peaks, no big, down dips, but just moderate. So the US bloc, and then you got the BRICS bloc. This is what's happening, guys. It's a real world out here. We got to understand what's happening sometimes globally to make sure we position ourselves here in the US to win. That's why it's so important for all Americans, anybody living here in America who supports America, it's important that we support each other. That's why it's so important that if you got companies that are producing stuff here in the US, you got to support these companies. You got to. We got to, including me. Because I'm telling you, these countries like China and all the rest of them, they don't care nothing about us. So we can't be so dependent on China is my point. They're our biggest trading partner. We can't be so dependent on them, right? So whatever we got to do to incentivize our big boy companies to do what they need to do here in the US, the better. And I know a lot of us are anti-big corporate, but I'm telling you guys, if we allow our big corporations, AKA Apple, AKA Tesla, AKA whatever, start setting up shop in these other countries just so that they can produce their product cheaper, Are we winning or are we really losing in the long term is what I'm saying, guys. So I'm with you. Big corporations, they greedy. I know they greedy. But sometimes you gotta embrace a little bit of dirtiness in order to keep yourself clean. Sometimes you gotta get a little dirty to keep yourself clean. Some of y'all know what I mean by that. So let's keep moving. China and countries with close ties to it have increased their holdings of gold in foreign exchange reserves since 2015, while countries in the US bloc have kept them broadly stable. This suggests that gold purchases by some central banks may have been driven by concerns about sanctions risk, one of these experts said. So there you go, man. There's China and what they're trying to get done here, guys. Quiet as kept, right? They're starting to what? Pull out of U.S. assets. These countries are starting to pull out of U.S. assets. You sell $75 billion worth of U.S. treasuries. You sell them. Pull out. Now, think about it. Think about all these other BRICS nations that they're tied to, what they're doing. Think about Russia. Think about India. Think about South Africa. And think about Brazil. Ain't nobody really worried about Brazil, but think about them. But it ain't just them five. Go out and do some research online, guys. There's a lot of countries starting to pile in to the BRICS. So we got to be careful. As a country, we got to be careful. We got to know exactly who we're faced against, right? I mean, again, we ain't got to like each other, but we got to understand really what their motive is. They're really, in my opinion, trying to knock us off. That's what my opinion is. Let's transition into what the Fed believes, because see, the Fed has some comments on this dollar devaluation effort around the world that's starting to happen. Here's the headline. Fed governor highlights de-dollarization debate as concerns grow over the greenback's global dominance. The role of the U.S. economy in the world finance is changing. This is one of your Fed governors. Kind of crazy, right? Kind of crazy stuff. But here's what I'm telling you, man. We as a country, we as people of this country, we gotta be ready. We gotta be ready. Because I may tell you what's going to happen. These BRICS nations, they're going to continue to buy gold. They're going to continue to try to get as strong as they can get. And we got to be ready for that. We just do. We got to be ready for that. So here we go. I already read you guys the headline, but here we go. Some measures, the greenback has lost some of its dominance. Global central banks' dollar holdings fell some 20% from 2002 to 2022. So global central banks holding dollars fell by 20% in the last 20 years. I keep telling you guys, it ain't just China. It's just not Russia. You're talking about central banks around the world. Their dollar holdings fell by 20%, while U.S. sanctions on Russia have prompted China and others to reduce their reliance on the dollar in trade. Remember, I told y'all that's what countries do. They trade with one another, but they don't trust each other's currency. So they trade in the U.S. dollar. I'm ABC company over here and I'm buying some widgets from this company over here. I don't trust your currency. You don't trust my currency. So we transact in the US dollar. But in order to transact in the US dollar, you got to hold US dollars. You understand where I'm at? Y'all follow me on this. In order to transact in US dollars, you got to hold US dollars, right? They're saying over the last 20 years, those holdings have come down 20%. Right? So let's keep moving. That has the Fed keeping a close eye on the risks of de-dollarization and how it could impact American consumers and businesses. So the Fed watching this, right? They're watching what's going on. What's the game plan though? Let's see if we can get a game plan out of the Fed, because we should have a game plan here, guys. This is real. That has the Fed keeping a close eye on the risk for de-dollarization and how it could impact American consumers and businesses. There has been for some time been commentary predicting that the dollar is destined for demise. Y'all think I be lying in my titles, man. You just got to listen and stick around long enough and you get it. These people ain't messing around. There has been for some time commentary predicting that the dollar is destined for demise, potentially an imminent demise. Fed Governor Christopher Waller said Monday in opening remarks at a conference on the international role of the U.S. dollar. We better start supporting each other in this country, guys. We got some allies. I'm sure Canada is an ally. I'm sure the UK is an ally. We got some other allies, but I'm telling you, man, these other countries who trying to knock us off, boy, they starting to band together and they trying to get some steam behind them. Only way we combat that is we got to stick together as a country. Everybody that lives here, we got to stick together as a country. We got to support one another. We got to support these businesses. We got to spend our money wisely. We got to keep the American dollar strong. That's my opinion. You may have a different take on it, but I'm a proud American. I think it's the greatest country in the world. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's the greatest country in the world. And I'm proud to live here. I'm a proud American. I know we have a history that has not been a great history when it comes to people of all races. It's not been a great history, but it's still the #1 country in the world, in my opinion. That's my opinion. And I'm gonna do everything I can to do my part to support the dollar. I'm gonna do everything in my opinion, in my part to support our country. Again, we're not perfect. We make mistakes. We poke our nose and stuff. Sometimes we ain't got no business poking our nose in. But again, I'm gonna do my part, right? I'm gonna do my part. Trust my leaders, trust our leaders, put competent people in place. That's why I tell y'all guys, even though I know our voting process, our election process sometimes is a little tricky, I still believe the American people play a key role in the election process. Now, do we put the president in there? No. That's my opinion. We don't. But some of these other places, Congress, governors, state legislators, we do. Just not the president, right? That's my opinion. For well over half a century, the dollar has been the world's de facto reserve currency. See? For well over half of a century. The default currency held in central bank reserves and the dominant currency in foreign exchange markets. See what I just said? So central banks around the world keep the dollar in their vaults. They keep that currency. Why? Because that's how most people trade. Also, it's a major player in the FX arena as well, right? It's a major player in the FX arena. The US dollar appears in 90% of the Forex transactions. You see why they want to knock us off now? 90% of the Forex transactions, the dollar appears. Why? Because it's the most trusted currency in the world. They don't like that. They don't like it. They do not like it. They do not like that. The dollar's global dominance is an exuberant privilege for the US. In the words of whoever that is, President of France in 1960. That's what the President of France said in 1960. The dollar's global dominance is an exuberant privilege for the US. But if the recent uptick in commentary arguing that the dollar's era of dominance could be ending soon proves correct, it would send shockwaves throughout the global economy and increase borrowing costs within the US. Right? It will create a mess, basically, here in the US. It'll create a mess. You think rates high now? You ain't seen nothing. If they get their way, rates are going to go through the roof. You think they high right now? Whew, this ain't high, guys. If these folks get their way, if these BRICS these BRICS countries get their way, our interest rates are going to go through the roof. Right? They'll go through the roof. So we gotta be careful and watch out and make sure we take care of each other. Meanwhile, digital currencies are posing new threats to the dollar's privileged status, though the jury's still out as to whether the dollar is truly destined for decline. Now, what do they mean by the digital currency? See, the BRICS nations are trying to create their own digital currency. Not only are they stockpiling the gold, but they're also working on their own digital currency. And according to them, that's how people they're going to transact business into digital currency. And I'm assuming backstopped by gold. I guess, I don't know. I'm not an expert in this. I'm just giving you my little commentary, but listen, it ain't hard to put two and two together. We're the 900-pound gorilla. Everybody else want to be the 900-pound gorilla. So guess what? 900-pound gorilla is always on watch. Have you ever watched like the Animal Planet? Have you ever watched like Netflix when they do these documentaries on these apes and these chimps and these communities of I watched one on Netflix, and the dominant male. I'm talking about the dominant male. They call him a silverback. Dominant silverback, right? What he does is he sits up and he like looks over the whole community of apes or chimps or whatever they are. But he's the silverback. He's the dominant. But guess what? Them younger ones running around there, them younger ones, guess what they do? They plot together to take out the silverback. Because see, that's in them. That's in the system. They want to be the silverback. They want to be the 900-pound gorilla. So what do? They plot with each other against this is like the dominant male. This is like it's King Kong. I mean, he's the one. But these younger ones coming up, they want to be number one. So they get together to try to take him out. And they'll try him from time to time. They'll try to double team him or something like that. And what the dominant silverback has to do in order to keep him at bay, he has to get out there and show his strength every now and then. So he just will come off the perch and just go to tearing into jokers. Just to let them know, I'm still the 900-pound gorilla. You know something? The United States may have to start doing that. Maybe we're doing it with the sanctions. I don't know. But I'm just telling you guys, we're the 900-pound gorilla. You got a lot of other little gorillas running around here. They want to be the silverback. Just telling you. So we got to watch out for them. Right? So here we go. But if the recent uptick in commentary that the dollar era of dominance should be ending proves correct. While Waller acknowledged shifts in global finance, he reaffirmed the dollar's role in it. Now, this is what the Fed governor, Waller, is saying right here. The role of the U.S. in the world's economy is changing, and finance is always changing, he said. The dollar remains by far the most widely used currency by a number of metrics. This is coming from the Fed, guys. This ain't coming from Richard Fain. This is coming from a Fed governor, right? In foreign exchange markets, the dollar value is strong right now. The greenback has more buying power than it's had for almost 20 years. But that strength has strained foreign governments by increasing interest payments on dollar-denominated debt. So here's the problem. Well, here's the concern. As the dollar gets stronger, it costs these countries more to use the dollar, is basically what he's saying. Now, guys, I'm no expert here, so you ain't got to take my opinion. Go out and do your own research, come up with your own conclusion. But I'm giving you my little 2 cents. If the dollar gets stronger, as it gets stronger, it costs countries more to use the dollar. It does. It costs them more because the dollar's more valuable, right? So that's a problem for some countries. That's a problem for some countries. But that strength has strained foreign governments by increasing interest payments on dollar-denominated debt and left them counting on the Fed for relief by cutting rates, prompting some countries to consider other options. So even in our country, when the rates are high, that hurts other countries because the cost of them having to use the dollar is higher. Cut rates, that brings their costs down some. Since the rates are higher for longer, some countries are saying, what other options are out there? That's where your little BRICS nations come in. Hey guys, why are you paying these America all this money? Use our currency. Come with us. Use our currency. Cut that in half for you. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And after the U.S. imposed sanctions on Russia for its invasion of Ukraine, remember I said that earlier? See that? Yeah, okay. Y'all kind of connecting the dots now. And after the U.S. imposed sanctions on Russia for its invasion of Ukraine, other governments have realized that upsetting the American government could mean their dollar holdings can be frozen, which they can. That's another problem. They don't like that. See, here's the thing, guys. This is the interesting thing for me. You hear a lot of these countries who complain about the U.S., but a lot of their leaders, a lot of the world leaders, a lot of the oligarchs and the rich people and all these people, they keep a lot of their wealth in the U.S. in our assets. They do. So when they start acting crazy out here in the rest of the world, what does the U.S. do? They freeze their assets because they keep assets here. Why do they keep assets here? Because they don't really trust their own country. Their currency and stuff is so volatile in a lot of these other countries, a lot of the wealthy people tend to move their money out of their country. Maybe they take it to Switzerland. Maybe they take some of it to the US, but they typically don't keep all their wealth in their countries because it's too volatile. So what happens is you go ahead and, jump on somebody that you're bigger than. The US will step in and say, okay, we're going to freeze your assets. That's the sanctions they're talking about. They don't like that. They don't like that. They do not like that. After the U.S. imposed sanctions on Russia for its invasion of Ukraine, other governments have realized that upsetting the American government could mean their dollar holdings can be frozen. Some have pivoted to gold as a safe, long-term store of value. Central banks' demand for gold is at record highs, led by China and Turkey. China has also pushed the remit, I don't know what that is, for international payments and as a reserve currency, while others have proposed digital currencies, including China, which started piloting a digital version of its currency, the the E-CNY back in 2017 as legit alternatives to central banks' dollar holdings. See what's happening? See what's happening? Some have pivoted to gold as a safe long-term store of value. It's happening right under our noses, guys. On Monday, Waller noted that geopolitical tensions, sanctions against Russia, China's efforts to boost the, whatever it is, I don't know what that word is, renminbi or whatever that is. Economic fragmentation can affect the dollar's international usage. If these sanctions and policies are long-lasting, the shifting cross-border payments landscape, including the rapid growth of digital currencies, could also pose challenges to the dominant role of the US dollar, he added. For his part, Waller has dismissed concerns over the dollar's status in the past. In February, he gave a talk where he pointed out that demand for the dollars increased during periods of global unrest, as well as the ubiquity of the dollar in foreign exchange and international lending markets. See, that's the thing, guys. In good times, people can act crazy and act stupid, but let one of their countries get into trouble, they're going to look for the dollar. See, that's the thing that's saving us. None of these countries trust each other. None of them have a stable currency like us. A lot of these countries, their currency can be manipulated easily. So what happens in good times, they talk trash. Soon as something happens bad in their country, they run to the dollar. Just saying. Just saying. Now, you can go out and buy gold and keep it under your bed mattress if you want to. Personally, I'm not going to do that. Personally, I'm going to keep my money in companies. I'm going to keep my money in real estate, and I'm going to keep a portion of it in cash. I'm not buying no gold. That's just me. You want to buy gold, go right ahead. I'm not. I'm here to support the US dollar. I'm here to support America. And I'm not giving up on the US dollar. And I know a lot of other people haven't given up on the US dollar. That doesn't mean you can't diversify and put some money into gold if you want to. It's your wealth. You do whatever you want to do with it. I got no intention of putting nothing into gold. I'm going to keep my money in companies. I'm going to keep my money in real estate, and I'm going to keep my money in cash. If the US dollar goes by the wayside, then it goes by the wayside. I don't believe that'll happen, though. I don't believe it'll happen. Because a lot of these countries out here, they don't trust each other, guys. They don't. One, they don't have a financial system as stable as ours. So a lot of them hate the US, but they need the US because their country ain't even close to us. So they need us. A lot of people don't trust Russia. A lot of people don't trust China. And I'm not saying they're bad countries. I'm sure they're great countries and they got great people. But let's face it, from the beginning of time, countries want to knock off other countries. Day one to now. It's going to always be that way. Nobody's going to want to be second, guys. So we got to, as the U.S., we got to always be ready and always be moving, always have good leadership. That's why it's instrumental that we keep good leadership. We got to have good leadership. And as the American people, we have to support America. We have to support one another. We have to support American businesses that produce and manufacture their products right here in the United States. I'm not saying we can't buy other stuff from companies that don't. I'm just telling you we got to do that. And again, guys, this ain't got nothing to do with no Trump and ain't got nothing to do with Biden. Please. I don't know why y'all keep on thinking one guy is going to fix all of this. They're not. This is an American thing. This is a United States collectively thing. Stop trying to talk about one guy. Oh, Biden. Oh, Trump. Like one of them guys going to fix anything. Both of them have been president and they ain't fixed nothing. American people got to fix it. We have to fix it. See, this is where we should be going. Us. I ain't got nothing against Biden. I ain't got nothing against Trump. But I know neither one of them by themselves can't fix this. We got to fix it. Vote for Trump. He'll fix it. Vote for Biden. He'll fix it. Come on, man. See, this is the problem why we're in this mess we're in right now. Of that kind of thinking, that type of short-minded thinking, that type of, I ain't even say that. Let's keep moving. Here's what Waller said in his closing remarks. This is Fed Governor Waller. I do not expect to see the US dollar lose its status as the world's reserve currency anytime soon. Neither do I. Number one, let me go on the record for that. I don't believe that. Nor even see a significant decline in its primary in trade and finance. Waller said at the time, recent developments that some have warned could threaten that status if anything, strengthened it, at least so far. So there you go, man. There you go. I gave you guys a quick little, and we got a couple more things we got to get into before we get out of here. Y'all know we got to get into the stock market, right? Because you know it's a killer day today in the stock market. We're gonna get into that in a second. But I want to button this up before I move on. So I'm painting the picture of China, one of the big boys. 800-pound gorilla, we 900-pound gorilla. They want to be 900-pound gorilla. So they're starting to make moves. President Biden is starting to hit them with some sanctions because they being knuckleheads a little bit. He's trying to hit them with some sanctions. They're going to turn around and hit us with something, right? That's how we do. It was done in President Trump's tenure, 4 years. It's being done now. So it ain't about Biden. It ain't about Trump. It's about they want to be number one. It doesn't matter who's sitting in the Oval Office. These folks want to be number one. So we painted the picture of what China's starting to do to position themselves, right? Position themselves. They're selling off treasury bonds, getting out of US dollar-backed assets. Now they still have some. Don't get me wrong. They still got some, but they're starting to say, okay, let's take some of let's get out of some of these US dollar-backed assets and let's put it in the gold. So now you're seeing them pull up to 4.9% in their reserves is gold now. You got other countries like Turkey. You got other countries like the BRICS nations. Those countries are also trying to get gold, and all in an effort to do what? Get away from the US dollar. Devalue the US dollar. Get away from it. They don't want the US dollar to be the world's reserve currency anymore. So then we hear from the Federal Reserve, right? We hear from the Federal Reserve. Now, we know what they're doing. Yep, there's some pressures out there, but guess what? Here's the truth. We're still the number one currency in the world. We don't see that moving anytime soon. I'm cool with that. I can live with that. I can go to bed at night and be comfortable. Now, you and I, what we should be doing, like I mentioned, is we should be supporting companies. How do we support companies? Become investors. See, we don't support companies, guys, just by going out there spending money and buying widgets from them. No, we support companies by becoming owners of those companies through stocks, through ETFs, through index funds, through mutual funds, whatever we decide to buy. We need to become owners. That's how we help our companies. You have a great opportunity here in the United States to become owners of some of the greatest companies in the world. You do. You can become an owner of 500 of the top companies in America through the S&P 500 index. All you got to do is go out and find your S&P 500 ETF that tracks that index. I buy SPLG. That's my preferred choice when I'm buying an S&P 500 ETF to track the top 500 companies in America. That's how I support my country. I put my money where my mouth is. I'm not going to put my money in gold. I'm going to put my money in U.S. companies. I'm going to bet on U.S. companies. And while I'm betting on them, I'm going to build my wealth. That's what you should be doing, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, guys. This is an opinion channel, not a convince you channel. My opinion is if you want to help America and you want to keep us the dominant financial leader in this world, you should be buying companies. Put your money into companies, not no cryptocurrency. don't know who controls cryptocurrency. Oh, it's a Satoshi Nakamoto. He controls it. No, who is that? Have you ever seen him? Has he ever did an interview? You don't know who, could be Mickey Mouse for all you know. Could be Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse could have started crypto. Mickey Mouse could have started Bitcoin for all you know. You've never seen the guy. You've never seen him. He's never did an interview. Put your money in U.S. companies. Get yourself invested in the top 500 companies in America through the S&P 500. If you want to support the dollar, do that. Become an owner. Right? Become an owner. You also want to support the United States economy. You want to support us. Buy yourself some real estate for income. Get you some real estate. Put your tenant in it. Take care of that tenant. If you want to support the United States economy and the U.S. dollar, start yourself a business. Just saying, guys. This is the things that we can control. I can't control some guy sitting in the White House. I can't control some guy sitting on Capitol Hill in Congress. I can't control them people. But I can control what I do. I control doing my part. See, if all 350 million of us did our part, we could change this country. We could change this thing. If all 350 million of us did our individual part and stop worrying about everybody else's part. We want to worry about everybody. What about that guy? What about this guy? Oh, I can't believe that guy. What about you? How about you change what you can change? How about that? How about let's start at home? How about we do that? How about we start with us? Every one of us do our part. Every one of us stop getting into this credit card debt. Do you think that's helping us? That's ruining us. They love it. You think these other countries around the world ain't laughing at us? They are. Oh, those Americans, they don't care about anything other than pleasuring themselves. Oh, those Americans, they don't care anything about but big old gigantic SUVs. Oh, those Americans, they don't care anything about indulging themselves. Oh, those Americans, they're so selfish. I'll tell you what the world think of us. That's what they think of us. That's what they think of us. Oh, those Americans, they're lazy. They're lazy. They don't want to do anything. They won't do any work. They're lazy. Just tell them what they think of us. See, these are things we can change. Can't put that on the guy sitting in the White House. Can't put that on Capitol Hill. No. Can't put that on your third grade teacher. No. Can't put that on your upbringing. No. If you're a grown adult right now, you got to take control of your own life. Yes, we've all went through trials and tribulations, but that doesn't mean we got to live in those trials and tribulations for the rest of our life, does it? No, doesn't mean that. We can get out of that stuff. Go get us some professional help, get our mind right, and move on with our lives. Just saying, guys, if we want to do our part to help this country be the country that we want to leave for our kids and for our kids' kids, it starts with us. Stop looking at these politicians to change anything for y'all, because they're not. You got to change it. We got to change it. This is our country. The United States is about the people, not about a few people sitting up on Capitol Hill or somebody sitting in the Oval Office. That's not what America's about. America's about the people. Us, we're the people. We got to understand that and start acting like we are America. We are America. I take offense when someone thinks Americans are lazy. I take offense when they think we just want to pleasure ourselves. You shouldn't even like that. You should be ready to make a change. Just saying, guys, get yourself into these companies. Get yourself into these companies. Get yourself a brokerage account opened up. Start buying some assets. Start being an owner of these companies. If you don't have a brokerage app, you don't have a brokerage account, get down in the description box. Click on that Moo Brokerage app link. Sign up for Moo. Put your $100 in there. Get yourself ready to go. Get yourself 10 free fractional shares of the Magnificent Seven stocks. That's how you get started, guys. That's how you get started. Just that quick. Oh, I don't know anything about the stock market. So? At one point, you didn't know how to walk. You learned, didn't you? Most of us. Oh, I don't know. At one point, you couldn't ride a bicycle. You learned, didn't you? Most of us. At one point, you couldn't drive a car. You learned, didn't you? Most of us. So let's stop making the excuse, I don't know nothing about the stock market. I can't get. That's all fear. It's all fear. That's where they want you at. That's where these other countries want us at. Scared to invest in anything. All we want to do is sit around and buy stuff. That's what they're sitting over there in China saying, oh, them Americans, they're not going to do anything. They just keep making these widgets and sending them over there. That's what they want. They just want to buy stuff. They just want to buy stuff. Just telling you. You got to make a change if you want to make a change, guys. No one's going to make it for you. Let's dive into what's going on here in the stock market today, because there's some opportunities, man. There's some great opportunities out here to get to that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, man. A lot of great opportunity out here. Stocks are little changed as Wall Street awaits big Nvidia earnings. U.S. stocks traded near the flat line Wednesday as investors looked ahead to the widely anticipated release of Nvidia's latest earnings report. That's coming out at 5 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. After the market closes, Nvidia will report. But it's widely expected they're going to knock it out the park. Whether they do or not, I don't know. I'm not privy to that. I'm just telling you what expectations are, right? The S&P 500 was marginally higher while the Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped less than 0.1%. The NASDAQ Composite added 0.1. Target shares fell more than 8% on weaker than expected earnings, with management citing weaker spending trends in discretionary categories. The retailer's troubles raised broader concerns about the health of the consumer. So Target is a big boy. It's a big boy retailer. It ain't the 900-pound retailer like Walmart is, but it's a big boy. It's right under Walmart, but definitely no slouch. They came out with weaker than expected earnings. So now they're on sale by 8%. The question is that an opportunity for someone to pick up one of the great retailers at a discount? I don't think Target's going anywhere. Is it an opportunity for you to invest in a great company? Is it an opportunity for you to become an owner of a great company, a great American company? Only you can answer that. They're 8% on sale though. Here's another thing. Do you go to Target? Do you buy stuff from Target? Why aren't you an owner? Why would you just want to be a consumer when you can be an owner as well? I don't know, guys. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. We gotta get in this. We gotta get this train of thought going. If I'm gonna go spend my money somewhere, I should be an owner. I should be an owner. What do you think with these guys and these gals who go buy these private jets? What do y'all think they do with those private jets? I'm talking about the wealthy. I'm talking about the wealthy. What do you think they do with those private jets when they're not using them? What do they do with those private jets when they're not using them? Since everybody want to be wealthy and act like they're wealthy, really? What do you think the wealthy do with these private jets when they're not using them? Anybody in the chat got any idea what they do with these private jets when they're not using them? I'm talking about the wealthy. Yeah, they rent them out. They rent them out. What do you think they do with these jets, man? They rent them out. What do you think what a lot of these people do with these 5, 6, 7, 8 luxury homes they have around the world when they're not living in them? What do you think they do with them, guys? Somebody in the chat tell me. They lease them out, guys. What do you think these rich people who buy houses in Aspen, Colorado, Vail, Colorado, all these ski resorts, Lake Tahoe, California, what do you think they do with those houses when they're not there 350 days out of the year? They rent them out, guys. See, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. If y'all want to be rich and act rich, then start getting in line and doing what the rich do. Get yourself and buy companies. When you buy assets, they should generate income. That's what the rich do. That's what the wealthy do. When they buy an asset, they're going to get all they can get out of it. Income. Got to go spend $65 million on a G5 or whatever they call now. G650, whatever they call. You think I'm going to spend 65, 70 million, that thing just going to sit under a hanger for 300 days out of it? Come on, man. Come on. No, it's not. They're going to rip that thing out. They're going to rent it out so it can pay for itself and put a little cha-ching in their pocket. We got to start thinking like that. We buy stuff thinking it's an asset, but really it's a liability because it doesn't produce no income. Anything you buy that doesn't produce income is a liability. I don't care what it is. If it ain't producing income, it's a liability. My house that I live in right now is a liability. My other house I have is a liability. The cars that I own free and clear are liabilities. Even though I don't have a payment on them, they're still liabilities because they're depreciating in value every year I hold them. They're not creating any income. My cars aren't creating any income. My homes are not creating any incomes. Well, Richard, why don't you practice what you preach? Why ain't you're making tour roll? Why ain't you rent your spare bedroom out? Because I don't have to. I don't have to do that. But if I had to do it, I would. I don't have to do that. Because I've been doing this for 30 years, investing in companies for 30 years. I've been investing in real estate for income for 30 years. I've been building businesses for the last 4 years. So I don't have to do that. I have the luxury to just sit in my house and do whatever I want to do because my high income skill set creates enough money to do everything I need to do. Plus, I got assets that actually generate income and they continue to grow in value. And I'm going to continue to grow them for the next 10 years. So all I'm telling you guys is look at your financial situation and look at the things that you buy and ask yourself, what's paying for these things? Me trading time for money, or are my assets paying for them? That's all you got to ask yourself. What's paying for this car? Do I own it free and clear? If I got a mortgage payment, a loan payment on it, who's paying the loan payment? Am I paying the loan payment through my W-2 earnings? Or am I paying the loan payment because I got assets that generate enough income to pay for the lifestyle? Ask yourself that question. That's all you got to do. Ask yourself that question. So we talked about Target. Opportunity, in my opinion, one of the great companies, 8% discount opportunity. Nvidia shares pulled back 0.7% Wednesday ahead of its quarterly earnings results after the bell. Analysts are expecting another strong quarter for the chip maker. LSEG data shows consensus estimates call for earnings per share and revenue to have risen 400% and 240% year over year. How long have I been telling y'all about Nvidia? Somebody in the chat tell me how long I've been telling y'all about Nvidia. How long I've been talking about this earnings call that was coming up on May 22nd, which is today. How many times do I mention this? Every single day, right? Don't I mention this every single day? I have been over the last couple of weeks. And I've been saying, put yourself in position. Get yourself in position. Now, I don't know what's going to happen this afternoon in the earnings call, but I'm telling you what the market thinks is going to happen. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. Just telling you guys, this is what I'm telling you about building wealth. We got to execute. I've been telling you guys, giving you this company over a month. When this company was down to $767 a share a month ago, I told y'all about this company. And I've been telling you about this company every single day since then. Now, I know people in my mentorship club through my website who I communicate with every single day. We interact every single day because I'm in the community chats, I'm in the Discord, I'm in everything. I'm in everything in my mentorship club because those are my mentees. Those are people that have chosen to invest in themselves and join my mentorship club, and I have a fiduciary responsibility to be in touch with them every single day. Right? So that's what I do. And I tell these guys about exactly what I'm doing. And I know a lot of them have positioned themselves, not because I'm some expert or some guru. It's because you don't have to be an expert or a guru to look at this and see where it's going. Now, none of us got a crystal ball, but I just follow the past. I follow the facts. I don't need to be a stock analyst to follow a company like Nvidia. Why would I need to be a stock analyst to know that? I don't. Just look at what they're doing. They're number one in their niche. They're number one chip maker in the world. They're the number 3 most valuable company in the world. They got a super innovative CEO who's hungry. They got a CEO, this cat hungry. He ain't sitting around in Tahiti somewhere. This cat hungry. That's what I like to see in my CEO. This cat hungry. Just saying, man. I don't know what you're sitting on the sideline waiting on. I don't know if you're waiting on a 20% correction in the stock market, or you're waiting on, I don't know what you're waiting on. But I'm gonna tell you, man, wealth passing you by. All y'all out here watching this live stream that's sitting on your hands and twiddling your thumbs, wealth passing you by. It's just passing you right on by. You're gonna look back on this period in 10 years and you're gonna say to yourself, golly, that guy listening on YouTube, man, I should have listened to that dude. Not that he's an expert or anything, but golly, he did make some good points. He did make some valid points. Okay, let's move. I done told you about Nvidia. I don't know what they're trading at right now, but let me go see. Before we move on, let me go see what Nvidia is doing right now. I don't know what they're doing. They're at 948 right now, so it's slightly down. 948 right now. Pre-market, they were 957 pre-market, but we'll see. No risk, no glory. No risk, no glory, no reward. That's the way I see it. The chip maker's earnings announced. The chip maker earnings announcement has become one of the most important events on the micro calendar, according to Deutsche Bank strategist Henry Allen. Allen noted that the day after Nvidia's last earnings report in February, the S&P 500 jumped 2% the following day, notching its best daily results in over a year. Now, what do y'all think? If these predictions of 400% increase in revenue, what is it? Revenue shows the consensus earnings per share and revenue. If earnings per share increases by 400%, revenue increases by 240%. What do y'all think is going to happen Thursday morning? What do you think? Do you think those type of earnings are big enough to carry the market tomorrow? What they're saying is, at the last earnings call it was in February. Let me just read this again for some of y'all wasn't even paying attention. Let me just read this again. Allen noted that the day after Nvidia's last earnings report in February, the S&P 500 jumped 2% the following day, notching its best daily results in over a year. Investors will closely watch the report for clues on whether this year's tech rally can continue. The tech-heavy NASDAQ composite has jumped 12% to record highs year to date. So let me ask you again, what do you think is going to happen to the NASDAQ if Nvidia comes out and hits a grand slam tonight? What do you think is going to happen Thursday morning? And for some of y'all who on the what happened? That's what happened. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what potentially could happen. Could go the other direction. Who knows? I'm just telling you what potentially could happen and the consequences associated with someone who is not decisive. Well, I'm going to wait till after the earnings call and maybe I can jump in on Thursday morning. Oh, too late. Too late. Too late. Too late. Too late. Thursday morning is too late. You ever played that game where they put the chairs in a circle? They put the chairs in a circle and then they turn the music on. And then when we were little kids, like in preschool and like kindergarten, they would play that little, I don't know what the name of it is, but they put the little chairs there and then they turn the music on and then you walk around and doop-de-doop-de-doo, 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 music stop. You try to sit down, somebody ain't got no chair. That means you out. That's what's gonna happen to some of y'all on Thursday morning. I'm just telling you. Some of y'all gonna be messing around, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Boom, music gonna stop. You ain't gonna have no chair. Guys, get your chair. Get your chair, I'm telling you. Get yourself in the game. Get yourself in the game. Traders will also watch out for minutes from the latest Federal Reserve Fed Open Market Committee meeting. That's coming out too. So that'll have an impact on the market, right? So the Fed meeting minutes are coming out, I believe, today too. Matter of fact, I think they might have came out at 10 o'clock. I don't know. They might be already out. And maybe I'll touch on that tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. And let's see what the market does when they do come out. But I think everybody's waiting on the video. That's what everybody's waiting on. Everybody's waiting on the video. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be at a meeting at 5 o'clock at a board meeting for a nonprofit that I serve on here locally, here in Fort Myers. I'll be at that meeting. But you better be, hey, you know I'm going to have a phone. You know I'm going to have a phone because they knocked this thing out the park. Boy, look at here Thursday morning. This thing going to the moon. Thing going to the moon. It's going to the moon Thursday morning if they hit this thing out the park. I'm telling y'all, if they hit this thing out of the park, it's going to be so much FOMO and optimism. This thing going to the moon on Thursday. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. You saw what it did after the last time it came out with its earnings report in February, what happened to the stock price. Just saying. Just saying. So be prepared, guys. Be prepared. Get yourself off the sideline. Like I said, get down to the description box. Click on that Moomoo link. Open up your Moomoo account today. Put you some money in the Moomoo account, at least $100. Get yourself 10 free fractional shares of the Magnificent Seven stocks. Remember, if we're going to save America, we're going to save the dollar, we got to be invested in companies. Now, if you ain't interested in saving America, you ain't interested in saving the dollar, then I'm not sure why you're in my live stream. I'm not sure why you're on my channel, because I'm interested in saving America and saving the dollar. So if you ain't interested in that, you probably got the wrong guy to be watching. I'm interested in saving America, saving the dollar, and getting the wealth. And how do I get to wealth? I got to invest in American companies. So if I'm not interested in saving American companies, I don't get to wealth. If I'm not interested in saving America, I don't get to wealth. Because if the dollar falls, it ain't gonna be nothing left of America. If the dollar falls, ain't gonna be nothing left of America. Just telling you. So if you're interested in saving America, then save the dollar. Invest in American companies. Invest in American real estate. Invest in starting you a business here in America. You can sell global, but live here in America and start the business. But sell global. But do it from America. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Like I said, get down in the description box. Click on that Moomoo link. Open up your new Moomoo account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Also, click on the second link, which is my website, Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor website. I got too many W's in there. www.richardfain.net. Get over to the website, grab some of those wonderful digital products that I've handpicked to help you get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And if you really want to step your game up and you really want to get involved in a mentorship relationship with me and the other 300 plus mentees that I already have signed up, ready to go, that's participating in the Discord. Get yourself through the website, man, and click on that sign up button. It'll say membership or it'll say join here. Click right there, man, and join. Sign up. Get yourself part of a group of people who are on the same page. Everybody in my mentorship group are on the same page. And if I find somebody that ain't on the same page in there, I'm going to excommunicate them. If you don't know what that means, go out to the $10 trillion research lab and put it in Google. It'll tell you what it means. If I find anybody in there that ain't on that same page, is the freedom page, if you ain't about freedom, I'm excommunicating you, because I don't need your little $15.99 a month. You can keep it. Keep it. I only want people in there who want to get to freedom and who are willing to help others get to freedom. That's it. If you ain't willing to do that, you can't be a part of my group. You can't be a part of it. And if I catch you in there doing something slimy, I'm going to excommunicate you. That's it. It's about freedom. That's all I want in that mentorship group. So if you want freedom and you're willing to help others get freedom so that they can help you get freedom, guess what? Join. Join. We have a great time over there. I'm in there every single day active. So this ain't no money grab. This is me giving my time to people who actually want to get free. See, when people put their money where their mouth is and they get up and show up and pay attention and participate, that's real. That's real. That's real to me. A lot of what I see in the comment section or other venues, hey man, it is what it is. I love YouTube and I'm gonna continue to do YouTube, but man, this mentorship club I got, this is where my passion at, boy. I'm telling you, these folks are on fire and they're all on the same page. And I'm telling you, I'm just gonna continue to love on them and give them everything I got to help them get to freedom. That's it. So if you want to be a part of that, get over there and join, man. Also, get down to that description box, click on that Instagram link. Give me a follow on Instagram if you just want to figure out what's up with me when I'm not on YouTube or if I'm not in my Discord with my membership club. If you want to know what I'm up to, follow me on Instagram, right? Follow me on Instagram and then send me a DM on Instagram and let me know you're rocking with me, and boom, so I can say thank you. Please do that for me. I'm trying to get that Instagram page up. We're going to do some good things on Instagram. But boy, I'm telling you, if I had to pick of everything I just said, if I had to hang my hat on something, it's the mentorship club. It's the mentorship club and getting yourself lined up with Moo so that you can start buying assets. Those two things right there, guys, they're critical. It's critical that you get yourself a brokerage app and put money in it. And I like Moo, so do Moo, and then join that mentorship group. That's critical if you want to change some stuff in your life. Well, appreciate you, man. I'm going to get on out of here. I got some stuff I got to get ready to do before I go to this board meeting today. Again, man, support America. Support America. Support each other. Support these American companies. Become owners. Don't just support them by spending your money on stuff you don't need, but be an owner. Become an owner. Become a shareholder. That's how you support them, by becoming a shareholder. And guess what? As they grow, your wealth grows. If we do that, guys, can't nobody in this world fade us. Nobody can fade us in the U.S. if we do that. Nobody can fade us. So consider that. Consider that. Also consider hitting that thumbs up button before you get out of here. Consider hitting that thumbs up button before you get out of here, guys. I really would appreciate you rocking with me. Matter of fact, 2 times. Boom, boom. I know they only let you hit it once, but hit it twice. Boom, boom. Hit that thumbs up 2 times for me just to let me know I'm on the right track, that you are rocking with the message that I'm trying to create here. And it's a message of get to your wealth, get to freedom. That's the message. Every day when I'm on here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, I'm only on here with one message: freedom. That's my only message. Freedom. Give you what's happening in this real world we live in, not some la-la land, some make-believe world. No, the real world we live in, this is what's happening. There's a threat against our democracy. There's a threat against our dollar. There's a threat against our assets. We have to step up to the plate. And I know we will. So appreciate y'all, man, rocking with me. I'm going to see you guys back here tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. I hope y'all have a fantastic, wonderful Wednesday. And man, do something great for yourself today. Do something great for yourself. Do something great for yourself. Thoughts become things. See it in your mind. You can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy. Get wealthy. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.